Welcome back to Workers.com Staffing Pulse, insights from the frontline, where workforce intelligence meets real-world hiring strategy. I'm Shelby, recruiting coordinator. Every day, I work with employers, job seekers, and hiring teams across multiple industries to help connect talented people with meaningful opportunities.
And I'm Sam, staffing manager. I spend my time helping employers solve workforce challenges, navigate hiring trends, and build practical recruiting strategies that work in today's rapidly changing labor market.
Together, we bring two perspectives to every episode: the employer hiring experience and the job seeker experience.
Whether you work in manufacturing, skilled trades, warehousing, logistics, construction, engineering, transportation, office support, or industrial operations, this podcast is designed to help you stay informed and stay competitive.
Today, we're discussing one of the biggest workforce challenges affecting nearly every employer right now.
How do you hire faster without sacrificing quality? Because hiring delays don't just slow recruiting down. They affect everything. They impact productivity. They strain existing teams. They frustrate supervisors. They delay projects. They reduce customer satisfaction. And eventually, they affect profitability.
What's interesting is that many employers don't necessarily have a talent shortage problem. They have a process problem. Sometimes it's not about finding candidates. It's about removing friction from the hiring system itself.
Precisely, and that's what we're going to unpack today. We're sharing 7 practical strategies employers can implement immediately to reduce time to fill while improving candidate experience and building stronger workforce pipelines.
We'll also discuss common mistakes, workforce planning strategies, and advice for job seekers. So wherever you're listening from, whether it's your office, your commute, the warehouse floor, a job site, or on your way to your next opportunity, thanks for joining us. Let's get started. Sam, I think one misconception employers have is that an open position only costs money if the work isn't getting done.
That's exactly right. The true cost is much bigger. Think about what happens when a position stays open. Production targets and deadlines still exist. Customer expectations don't disappear. That workload gets absorbed by existing employees, which often means overtime.
Lots of overtime. Then overtime becomes fatigue. Fatigue becomes frustration. Frustration becomes burnout. And suddenly, one vacancy starts creating 3 new problems. I've seen supervisors become recruiters, trainers, and backup employees all at the same time.
That's very true. And supervisors weren't hired to spend half their day recruiting. They were hired to lead operations. One unfilled role often creates a domino effect. Let's say a warehouse loses 2 forklift operators. Everyone else begins adjusting. Schedules get modified. Shipping deadlines get compressed. Existing workers take on more responsibility. Productivity drops. Morale drops. Stress increases.
And eventually, your best employees start asking themselves whether they want to stay.
That's exactly right. Hiring delays create retention problems too. That's something employers don't always connect. Sometimes employee turnover begins because existing workers are carrying unsustainable workloads for extended periods.
And it becomes a vicious cycle. One vacancy creates stress. Stress creates more departures. Then you have multiple vacancies.
Exactly. That's why hiring speed is becoming a competitive advantage. The organizations that move faster often stabilize operations faster.
Let's talk about bottlenecks. Where are employers unintentionally slowing themselves down?
Almost everywhere. Let's walk through a typical scenario. A manager identifies a need and submits a requisition. Approval takes 2 days. The job description then gets updated. The job posting then goes live. Applications come in. Nobody reviews them for 3 days. Then interviews get scheduled. Someone's unavailable. A manager has another meeting. Someone goes on vacation. Suddenly, 2 weeks have passed.
That sounds incredibly common.
Because it is, and candidates aren't waiting around anymore, especially hourly workers. They're applying to multiple employers simultaneously.
How fast do candidates typically move?
Sometimes within hours. That's something employers need to understand. Good candidates have options. The labor market isn't always about who pays the most. Sometimes it's about who responds first.
That's a huge mindset shift.
It is. Candidates often interpret responsiveness as organizational competence. If an employer responds quickly, communicates clearly, and creates a positive experience, candidates notice.
Let's get into our first strategy. Build your hiring system before you need it.
This is probably the biggest opportunity most employers are missing. Many organizations only start recruiting when they're desperate. That's reactive hiring. Instead, build proactive systems. Ask yourself which roles are always difficult to fill, which positions experience regular turnover, which certifications are consistently in demand, which schedules are hardest to staff.
Almost like creating a workforce emergency plan?
Very true. Think of it as workforce preparedness. If demand suddenly spikes, you're not building a system under pressure. You're activating a system that's already built.
What should that system include?
Great question. Start with evergreen job descriptions, candidate databases, previous applicants, referral networks, community partnerships, trade schools, workforce development organizations, and staffing partnerships.
So you're creating a pipeline instead of starting over every time?
Correct. The employers who hire fastest are rarely starting from scratch.
Let's jump into strategy number 2, because this might be one of the biggest game changers for employers. Shorten decision-making windows.
I love this one because it's actually one of the easiest things organizations can fix. You don't need new technology. You don't need additional staff. You don't need expensive software. You simply need discipline.
What does that look like?
It means setting internal hiring service level agreements. Create deadlines. For example, applications reviewed, initial candidate contact, all within 24 hours, then interviews scheduled within 48 hours. After interviews, hiring decisions made within 24 hours. Offer letters sent immediately.
Because if nobody owns the timeline expands.
Precisely. Without deadlines, every step becomes whenever we get around to it, and that delay compounds.
I think many employers underestimate how quickly small delays stack up.
Absolutely. One extra day here, another extra day there, a meeting gets postponed, someone is unavailable. Suddenly, a 5-day hiring process becomes 15 days.
And candidates feel that.
They absolutely do. Let's use an example. A manufacturing company interviews a maintenance technician on Monday. The interview goes great. Everybody likes the candidate, but management decides they'll discuss it at next week's leadership meeting. By Wednesday, that candidate accepted another offer.
That's happening everywhere right now.
Every single day, hiring speed is no longer an operational convenience. It's become a recruiting advantage.
Now let's talk about job descriptions, because this one has become a major obstacle for many organizations.
Absolutely. Many employers unintentionally scare away qualified applicants before they even apply.
I think we've all seen those postings.
The infamous wish list. They ask for 10 years of experience, 5 certifications, advanced software expertise, leadership experience, weekend flexibility, multiple shift availability, specialized equipment knowledge, and then offer entry-level compensation.
That's a lot of barriers.
Exactly. Employers need to separate required skills from preferred skills. Those are 2 completely different categories. Ask 3 simple questions. What does this employee actually do every day? What skills are truly non-negotiable? What does success look like after 90 days?
I love that 90-day question.
Because it forces simplicity. If the answer is they're safely operating equipment, showing up consistently, and learning quickly, then build your hiring process around those outcomes, not unnecessary requirements.
Sometimes less is actually more.
That's right. Simple job descriptions often attract stronger candidates because they're easier to understand.
Let's introduce a real-world scenario.
Perfect. Let's say a manufacturer lands a major contract. Production increases by 20%. Suddenly they need 10 assemblers, 4 forklift operators, and 2 maintenance technicians, all within 3 weeks.
What's the first mistake they often make?
Panic. They immediately enter crisis mode. Everybody scrambles. Nobody owns the process.
So what should they do instead?
Step 1. Prioritize critical roles. Step 2. Assign ownership. Step 3. Schedule interviews immediately. Step 4. Use parallel hiring. Don't interview one candidate at a time. Interview multiple candidates. Step 5. Pre-schedule onboarding.
That last one is huge.
Indeed, many organizations wait until hiring decisions are complete before onboarding preparation begins. That's another delay. Prepare simultaneously.
This is one of my other favorite strategies. Build talent pipelines before positions exist.
The best recruiters aren't constantly finding new people. They're constantly nurturing existing relationships. Think about all the people employers already know. Former employees, previous applicants, referrals, past contractors, trade, school graduates, community organizations.
They're already connected to your business.
Exactly. Let's say somebody interviewed 6 months ago. Maybe they weren't the right fit then. That doesn't mean they won't be the right fit today.
People's circumstances change.
All the time. That's why candidate relationship management matters. Stay connected, create communication touchpoints, send occasional updates, build familiarity, because familiarity builds trust.
And trust shortens hiring timelines.
Every single time.
I also think community relationships are becoming much more important.
Yes, and community-based recruiting is growing rapidly. Organizations should build relationships with trade schools, community colleges, workforce development and veterans organizations, industry associations, and apprenticeship programs.
Because those partnerships create continuous workforce pipelines.
Instead of constantly searching for talent, talent begins flowing toward you.
Candidate experience has become one of the biggest differentiators in recruiting.
It absolutely has. Here's a simple question. If you applied to your own company today, would you enjoy the experience?
That's a powerful question.
Think about it. Would you receive updates? Would you understand the process? Would somebody communicate timelines? Would somebody answer questions? Or would you sit there wondering what happened?
Unfortunately, a lot of candidates experience uncertainty.
And uncertainty creates drop-off. Candidates disengage quickly when communication disappears.
What should employers communicate?
At a minimum, we received your application. Here's what happens next. Here's our timeline. Here's who to contact. Those 4 things alone improve outcomes tremendously.
Let's do another scenario. Warehouse peak season.
Perfect. Let's say peak season begins in 6 weeks. The operation needs 20 additional workers. The worst thing they can do is wait until the last minute. Instead, 6 weeks out, begin recruiting. 4 weeks out, begin interviewing. 3 weeks out, begin onboarding. 2 weeks out, schedule orientation. 1 week out, finalize schedules.
Everything becomes intentional.
Exactly. Workforce planning removes chaos. Chaos creates delays. Delays create shortages, and those shortages create burnout.
And we end up back where we started.
Indeed we do. Hiring faster is really about building systems that prevent emergencies.
As we head into our final few minutes, we're going to discuss skills-based hiring, strategic staffing partnerships, technology that accelerates recruiting, common employer mistakes, and advice for job seekers, and our workforce tip of the week. So far, we've talked about workforce planning, hiring systems, candidate experience, and building talent pipelines. Now let's tackle something that continues to reshape recruiting: skills-based hiring.
This is another of those big shifts happening across the workforce today. For decades, many hiring processes were built around checkboxes. Degree? Check. Certain years of experience? Check. Specific industry background? Check. But employers are increasingly realizing those filters often eliminate great candidates.
Especially in today's labor market.
That's right. So let's take an example. Imagine you're hiring a warehouse lead. One candidate has 10 years of warehouse experience. The other has 5 years of logistics and military leadership experience and strong interpersonal skills. Traditional hiring might eliminate candidate number 2. Skills-based hiring says, let's look deeper. Can they lead people? Can they solve problems? Can they adapt? Can they communicate effectively? Can they learn quickly? Those are transferable skills.
And transferable skills often become long-term assets.
Precisely. Technical skills can be taught. Attitude, reliability, adaptability, and work ethic are much harder to teach.
What skills are employers prioritizing most right now?
Across almost every industry we support, we see consistent demand for reliability, attendance, communication, safety awareness, problem solving, teamwork, adaptability, technical aptitude, coachability, and critical thinking.
Those are universal skills.
Exactly. And employers should build interview questions around those capabilities. Instead of asking, "Tell me about your 10 years of experience," ask, "Tell me about a time you learned something quickly. Tell me about solving a difficult problem. Tell me about adapting to change." Those answers often predict performance better than resumes do.
Now, let's talk partnerships, because employers don't have to solve every workforce challenge alone.
Exactly. One misconception is that staffing partnerships are only useful during emergencies. They're actually strategic workforce tools.
How should employers think about staffing partners?
Think of them as workforce extension teams. Strong staffing partnerships can help employers build talent pipelines, pre-screen candidates, scale workforces faster, support seasonal demand, fill specialized roles, reduce time to fill, and increase workforce flexibility.
And that's becoming increasingly important.
That's right. So let's say an operation suddenly lands a major contract. Instead of starting from scratch, employers can activate existing workforce channels. That's where speed becomes possible.
And workforce flexibility has become one of the biggest competitive advantages.
Absolutely. The organizations that adapt fastest often grow fastest.
Technology is also playing a larger role, but technology doesn't solve broken processes.
Exactly. Technology amplifies good systems. It doesn't fix bad ones. Employers should focus on simple tools first. Examples include applicant tracking systems, text messaging, digital onboarding, automated interview scheduling, and electronic document signatures.
Text messaging seems especially effective.
It's incredibly effective. Many hourly workers respond faster to text than email. If your entire hiring process depends on email, you're probably creating unnecessary delays.
Meet candidates where they already communicate.
Exactly. Reduce friction. That's the recurring theme throughout this entire episode.
Let's do a lightning round. Top 10 mistakes. Number 1, waiting too long to begin recruiting. Number 2, overcomplicating job descriptions. Number 3, creating unnecessary requirements. Number 4, slow communication. Number 5, delaying decisions.
Number 6, poor onboarding preparation. Number 7, ignoring candidate experience. Number 8, failing to build workforce pipelines. Number 9, not measuring hiring metrics. Number 10, treating hiring as an HR task instead of a business strategy.
I love that last one, because workforce planning affects every department.
Exactly. Hiring isn't an isolated function, it's operational strategy.
Now, let's shift gears and help the job seekers listening today.
Job seekers can absolutely influence hiring speed too. First, be responsive. Answer calls, respond to texts, check your email.
Communication matters on both sides.
Second, be prepared. Have these ready: resume, certifications, references, availability, transportation plans. Third, show reliability. Employers are looking for consistency.
And reliability is one of the most valuable skills someone can demonstrate.
Absolutely. Fourth, show flexibility. Sometimes small scheduling flexibility opens enormous opportunities. Fifth, ask questions. Demonstrate engagement. Employers notice curiosity.
It's time for our workforce tip of the week.
Today's tip is simple. Measure your hiring speed every week. Track 4 numbers. Number 1, application to contact. Number 2, contact to interview. Number 3, interview to offer. Number 4, offer to start date.
What gets measured gets improved.
Exactly. Most employers can't improve what they don't track. These 4 metrics alone can uncover tremendous opportunities.
Today's conversation really comes down to one thing. Hiring faster isn't about lowering standards. It's about eliminating unnecessary delays.
That's right. Speed and quality are not enemies. The best organizations build systems that support both.
We talked about workforce planning, candidate experience, skills-based hiring, faster decision-making, technology, staffing partnerships, and building pipelines.
And the organizations that embrace these strategies will be positioned to compete much more effectively in today's labor market, because workforce strategy is no longer a support function. It's a business advantage.
Whether you're an employer, building teams, or a job seeker, building a career, preparation, communication, and responsiveness are becoming some of the most valuable skills in today's workforce.
At Workers.com, we believe workforce strategy isn't just about filling jobs. It's about building stronger businesses, stronger teams, and stronger careers. The employers who move faster, communicate clearly, and invest in their people will be the ones who lead tomorrow's workforce.
If you're an employer looking to build stronger teams faster, visit us at Workers.com.
If you're a job seeker looking for your next opportunity, visit jobs.workers.com.
And for more workforce insights, staffing strategies, and podcast episodes, visit the Workers.com community page on our website.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for joining us on Workers.com Staffing Pulse, Insights from the Frontline, where employers and job seekers come together through practical workforce intelligence that helps everyone move forward.
If this episode was helpful, be sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, drop a rating, like the video, and share it with your network.
The workforce is always evolving, but one thing remains constant. People power every successful operation.
Until next time, stay informed, stay adaptable, and keep building opportunities.